All right, guys, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'm sitting here in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm at my mom's house for the holidays, and I just wanted to make this video because this is exactly the way that I want to end 2025 and begin 2026 because this is simply too important to me. And this is really kind of a way for me to step up and take responsibility for the life that I'm creating. So here we go. Um, and I just want to make it real clear. This video has nothing to do with the Somali community. This has nothing to do with immigration or people here legally, illegally, anything like that. In essence, this is a direct correspondence from myself to Governor Tim Walz and other elected officials in the state of Minnesota that are allowing things to happen and continue to happen um, as far as fraud and kind of theft of public funds and not stepping up and taking responsibility that they need to. So uh, basically, in 2026, I promised again and again that I'm going to look into this book and eventually I'm going to get to it. But the whole idea of this book, the reason that I wrote it, is because I just wanted to give people the chance to kind of live the best life that I thought was possible for us as human beings. And if I break down this book to one sentence, it's real simple. It is take responsibility for the life that you are creating now, in the past, and hope to create in the future. And in essence, I don't see it happening. And I just want to make it real clear. I want to put it out there just so that whoever listens to this video, watches this video, there's no misunderstanding. I am angry. I am really, really upset about what's happening in the state of Minnesota and the amount of funds that are being misappropriated, lost, and just overall misused in ways that not appropriate in any way. And that alone is enough to get me fired up. But then the fact that people in positions of power, specifically Governor Walz and his staff at the governor's office, not taking the appropriate responsibility for the um, overall extent of how big the fraud and misuse of funds actually is, and then trying to diminish the kind of, I guess, extent of how big this case actually is getting, and I think will continue to get in the future. But before I left to come out here, I was watching a video, and Governor Walz made the point that it's only going to be like tens of millions of dollars in the end. And as someone that works in education, and as Governor Walz, as someone who came from education, that just makes me furious. Tens of millions of dollars in any educational setting is like gold. I cannot believe that that man said that. Tens of millions of dollars lost is still tens of millions of dollars that cannot be used in a way to benefit the people of Minnesota. Unacceptable. And I I don't want to make this too long. I'm just going to say this. Come November 2026, I myself, as somebody who's always been a little bit liberal minded and probably more of kind of a democratic mindset, I guess, there's no way, there's no way in heck that I am going to be voting for Governor Walz. And the fact is simple. You are not stepping up and taking responsibility for the situation that you are most directly responsible for. And to me, that's unacceptable. I don't accept it in my own life. I've in 2025, I think I've done an exceptionally good job in kind of stepping up and taking responsibility for the life that I'm creating. And I I think in 2026 moving forward, I am going to continue on that path and get better and better at it. And I think one of the things that I bring to the educational environment is helping students to do the same thing. And I find it really disheartening that the highest elected official in the state of Minnesota refuses to take responsibility for the situation that he is directly responsible for. There's no way around it. There's no, the buck stops with you, Governor Walz. And I will just say this, moving forward, this experience and the lack of accountability, the lack of responsibility has, I don't know if this is the right word, but just tainted my view of the whole Democratic Party in general. And I don't know if at any point in the future I will ever be willing to vote for a Democrat again, because I just think for me personally, it is too important, it is too vital, it is too necessary for us as human beings to take responsibility on a personal level. But when you take that and extend that out to taking responsibility for people on a statewide level and not being willing to fulfill that obligation, to me that is something that I I can't understand, and I refuse to accept. So I guess all I'm going to say is, Governor Walz, you have the next months of 2026 to take responsibility for the situation that you have created and to try to clean it up. And in November, we're going to see what happens, but you will not have my vote to remain as governor of the state of Minnesota. So, that being said, I'm sorry for the negativity to end 2025, but it was just too important to me. And this is something that's really, really bothering me and something that's really, really upsetting, especially as somebody in education, and just realizing that this is money that I will never get a chance to use in a way to benefit the kids that I care about the most and show up every day to serve. But that being said, I hope that each of us can move beyond and finish up 2025 in the best way possible and kind of move into 2026 in a good mindset, in a positive, forward manner, and with some good vibes and some good feelings in our heart and soul, and some happiness, some contentment, and just some joy in our individual lives and for those that we care about and love. So, that being said, that's all I got, guys. Be good, be kind, do some good things in this world, make it a better place for all of us. God bless. Take good care.